Sunshine Coast not-for-profit organisation Teens Take Control has suffered a huge blow this week after tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage was inflicted on their food harvest project at Nambour State College. And the food harvest initiative has been aimed at children aged 12 to 15 who can be encouraged to stay within the school system via hands-on experiences. And Brendan Wilkins is the CEO of Teens Take Control and he's here now. Thanks for coming in, Brendan.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Tell us more about what happened this week.
So I think it was just yesterday, the day before. I was finished my walk, have a bit of breakfast, and my staff member Danny gave me a call and said, "Mate, I've just come down to the farm and the whole place has been trashed." And I was like, "What do you mean it's been trashed?" She's like, "Everything, all of the greenhouses or the hothouses have been cut apart. All the plants that the kids have, well, they started out as seedlings, had been put in the ground, had been ripped up, just plastic or slashed, wheelbarrows, a couple of wheelbarrows taken. It just blatant, just disgrace, just destroy the place." So it was pretty heartbreaking. You could hear the tears in Danny's voice, so it was pretty sad.
Okay, how much money do you reckon this is going to cost?
I would say, like, in materials, we're probably looking at about $25,000-$30,000 in materials to redo everything, and then obviously the labour. Danny's been down there for 3 months, working full time, plus all the kids involved, and other local community businesses have donated topsoil and different things like that. So we're probably looking up around the 60,000-70,000 to get it all back up and running, and then we're looking to probably move it to another location, another one, just for the security.
Okay, and police are helping you with investigations around this too?
Yeah, one of the teachers that's involved in the program, he's actually a police officer as well. So they're on top of it all. They're doing their best. So I would say that they'd have some pretty good idea.
Okay, now as those investigations continue, in the meantime, damage is damage. Tell us about what it means for the work that you do and your program.
Well, we were hoping that just a couple of weeks into the next school term, there'd be a harvest ready to go out to the local community. So the whole idea of the harvest project is that kids who are disengaged from school remain in the school system, still following an education curriculum. It's a little bit different, but it still gets them their grade 7, 8, 9, 10 qualifications. But they do a lot of personal development training along that. So, and then they go into the farm, they work on the farm, and then they're going to give back to the community by growing fresh, organically grown produce, and then it was going to be delivered to Nambour Community Centre. So we were hoping that we could do that first run, maybe second week of school, but it looks like now we're probably not going to even get the things ready and started growing until around there. So it's a shame. I think it's a shame for the community just as much as it is for us. Okay,
you talked about perhaps moving it to another location for security purposes, maybe a change in the timeline there. Do you know when you could be delivering some of that if it's not in the early stages of term?
It'd probably be more like the end of term one, I would say. By the time they get it up and running, we redo the seedlings, because we're not just buying plants that are ready to go. Like, they're doing it from seedlings, so it's a whole process. The kids are learning from ground up how to run. Like, I'm not a farmer at all, but Danny is he's a green thumb, and he's an amazing guy, and he's put so much effort into it. So I would say end of the term. If we do get another facility, we'll run the both. But I believe that to expand it to where it should be and have that security, we probably need to find a location that's off school grounds, and then still have as many kids as possible come along.
Brendan Wilkins is here. He's the CEO of Teens Take Control. So just to that point, how do you help Teens Take Control?
Me personally?
In the program, how does it work? How do you try and you teach some discipline if that's required through some of the things that you do?
At the moment, we focus on boys, young men, just because our funding was so small and we couldn't. I've got an amazing young women's program, and I have worked with young girls in the past, or we have, but we focus on young boys at the moment because that's the biggest area.
12 to 15.
Yeah, 12 to 15 is that's my sort of area. I call it better men. So what the goal is, just to create, good young people, good young men. We started out with a base of fitness, so our whole organisation's bones are healthy body, healthy mind, strong body, strong mind. We believe that if a kid has a good foundations of health and fitness, they can do a few push-ups, they're quite strong and confident in their self as a human, then that's easier for them to become a better person because they've got more confidence. And our proof, what we've done is proves it for itself.
Okay, so it sounds like some of what you've spoken about there, a lot of it is centred around the physicality of it, trying to teach it through physical activities.
Yes, because exercise is hard. If exercise was easy, everybody'd be fit, but they're not. So we believe that pushing yourself through those hard workouts and the challenging things that we do at the gym and becoming better physically, it starts to implement that discipline and those good habits. Because if they're training well, they want to eat well, they don't want to drink, they don't want to smoke, they want to go to bed early. Well, they're usually too tired to go to bed late anyway. And then it builds up their foundation for the day. So they start off with probably an hour and a half workout in the morning, and then move forward into education, personal development, and workshop skills.
Now, in terms of the kind of recovery you've got with the vandalism this week, that is one thing that you work on into next year. But programs like yours, very topical at the moment with the LNPs making Queensland safer laws. So they passed Queensland Parliament yesterday, adult crime, adult time as a part of that. So the adult sentences will apply to 13 of the most serious offences, including murder, manslaughter, wounding, serious assault, grievous bodily harm. So we're talking quite serious offences here with this kind of punishment. But how do you see a program like yours fitting into the wider scope of trying to crack down on youth crime and stop it at the early stages?
Well, I guess it's that buzzword at the moment, which is early intervention. We see a lot of in community at the moment. There's a lot of single parents. There's a huge lack of discipline, a lack of respect. The teachers don't have the power they used to. The police don't have the power they used to. So I believe that by getting these kids in nice and early and giving them a good foundation, then we can start to turn them into those good people, because the majority of young people will go to crime, one, because they're bored, two, because they want money. You know, I wasn't really educated when I was at school, and I always wanted to make money. So I went through what these kids go through. I'm exactly them, which is why I love it so much. But if we give them the tools to make money and they're on a career path, you're going to divert them from going down that criminal path. You know, we've proven it with a couple of kids, just taught them how to weld, and now they make fire pits on the weekends in winter. So they make money, and then they're not going out, they're not drinking, they're not smoking drugs, and they're not getting involved in disruptive behaviour on the street. So if the government, the LNP, I'm a fan of the LNP. They're the only ones that ever supported us. So I do back their plans with a lot of it.
Including this one?
Pardon?
Including this one?
Including this one, yeah. The adult time, adult crime for serious offences, I don't have a problem with it. I believe in detention with a purpose. So if a kid is going to be locked up, they need to be learning a skill, whether it's a trade, concreting, carpentry, plumbing, things like that. Because once again, if they come out of jail or duty and they've got a skill, they can go straight into employment. History says everyone that goes to jail, they just come out knowing more skills, criminal skills. So I'm a fan of it, but I also believe, and the LNP have said it, they're going to be heavily pumping some funding into early intervention programs, which is key.
Thanks for coming in this morning, Brendan.
No, I appreciate it.
Brendan Wilkins is the CEO of Teens Take Control here on ABC Sunshine Coast. Exist here in our region, unfortunately having some vandalism on their food harvest project, which is at the Nambour State College.